What's up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. It's your boy Mello. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Y'all, it is being coined the slap heard around the world, and let's just get into it, okay? For those of you who probably have been living under a rock, this previous Sunday, so March 27th, Will Smith decided to get up on stage and have a raw reaction to a very tasteless joke Chris Rock said. He made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith, who most of us know is battling alopecia. For those of you who do not know, that is the reason why she rocks her shaved head, and you know, she's opened up and she's talked about it and things of that nature. So Chris Rock, he made a G.I. Jane joke. Well, I guess we should backtrack, right? Check this video out, you guys, and I'll be back.
Yeah, G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, all right? That was a nice one, okay. I'm out here, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith.
So you guys all just saw that, right? So Chris Rock made a G.I. Jane joke that did not sit well with Jada Pinkett Smith at all. You can see it in her reaction. You can see it in her eyes, in her body language. She was not here for it. You know, it looked like Will Smith sort of laughed at it at first, but I think once he saw his wife's reaction, that's when, you know, he felt like he had to defend his wife. For whatever reason, he took it upon himself to get up on that stage and to slap Chris Rock. Now, let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it, okay? How do I feel about it? It's one of those things that I really feel it's a sticky situation no matter how you look at it, right? Now, let's just start with the beginning. Let's start with Chris Rock, because it was a chain reaction, right? It was a whole reaction. I think Chris Rock's joke was extremely tasteless. It is not something that I, as a black man, would get up on any stage, any platform, publicly or privately. I would just never fix my lips to say anything about a black woman's hair, because I understand the challenges black women and the struggles and backlash black women get by rocking their hair. This is what I've said in my previous video of mine. We were discussing, should black women wear bonnets in public? And pretty much what I was telling all the black queens is to wear your bonnet, because no matter what, no matter if you got a 40-inch bust down weave or like Jada Pinkett Smith, you are rocking your natural hair, whether it's, you know, shaven off or whether it's, you know, a teeny weeny afro, TWA, they're going to make fun of you either way. Black women have just unfortunately always been criticized for their hair by society. So it's not something I, as a black man, would do, because I understand the challenges black women face with their hair, and I would just never make a joke out of it because I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny at all. So let's start there. I don't agree with the joke. I thought it was very tasteless, and I think Chris Rock should have knew better. And as a black man, I feel like he lit down a lot of black women, and I also feel like he set black men back a few steps. Okay, that's how I feel about the joke. Now let's go to the reaction, right? Because for every action, there's a reaction. So he said the joke about Will Smith's wife right in front of him. She reacted, you know, her body language and her reaction, she was just not feeling it. Will Smith decides to go up on stage. This is live, y'all. Let me just put this into perspective. The Oscars it don't get no more white than that, okay? The Oscars is where all of the very rich, bougie, prestigious, white women and white men come out, these actors, these actresses, these directors, these writers, these producers. It does not get more white than the Oscars. So for this black man to go up on stage and for him to slap another black man, it did not look good for us. First and foremost, the Oscars are not for us. They are not for black people. That's why and I believe Halle Berry was just talking about this, how she's still the only black woman to, I believe, win the award for Best Actress. This award show is not for us, okay? They did not design this with black people in mind. They don't give us the awards. They don't invite us. Like, the Oscars is not for black people. So we are a guest in these white folks' home, okay, at their award show. You got to be on your best behavior. You have to be on your best behavior. And unfortunately, Will Smith was not on his best behavior. He reacted off of raw emotions. I guess I should also say, like, I don't know what I would do if I was in Will Smith's shoes, right? Like, I'm not married. I can only pray and hope that I would not react the way Will Smith reacted, especially on live TV in public. I hope that I personally would never make a complete ass of myself the way Will Smith did. A lot of people were also saying that it was a lot of, redirected and misdirected anger. I agree with that. You guys have to realize the Smiths, Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, they have been doing damage control like for the past 6 or so months like crazy. Before Jada revealed on the Red Table Talk, before she revealed her entanglement with August Alsina, they were kind of doing their own thing. Like, they were doing their own thing. They would go out. We really wasn't seeing them together that much. Will was having movies that he would be promoting, but I felt like Jada really wasn't there. But I feel like ever since the entanglement incident, they've been trying to do damage control. So every event, every red carpet, they're together. They're trying to make us believe that they're this, they're still Hollywood's it couple. We're not believing that. I can speak for myself. Ever since Jada revealed that this was an entanglement, and ever since they did that whole bad marriage for life, I peaced out. I look at them as a joke. I look at their union as a joke. But I understand, like, you have to also realize the Smiths, they're a brand. Like, their whole family, the Smiths family, that's a brand, and that's money. So I don't believe that they're really in a position that they can get divorced, right? Because their whole brand is about being this family. And, they have, 2 famous children, Jaden Smith and Willow Smith. And we all know they have an older son, Trey, as well. But from my understanding, Trey is not really in the industry like that. I think Will Smith reacted off of raw emotions. I don't agree with it. I understand it, though, but I don't agree with it. And like I shared, I just really hope that I'm never in a position to where I react like that. You always got to leave the door open, you guys. I think that this is going to have serious repercussions on future black men wanting an Oscar. You have to realize that we're not nominated. I think it's very few, far in between that we are nominated for an Oscar, and it's most definitely very few and far in between that we're winning the Oscar, especially in one of the most prestigious slots such as Best Actor. Will Smith won the highest award you can win for a male that night. I just think it's going to have serious repercussions. I think the Oscars, and I think, other, let's be honest, YT folk and maybe even some of our folk, they're going to be uncomfortable, and they're not going to be, I feel like they're not going to be as welcoming to black people. I think Will Smith shut a door that night at the Oscars when he went up on stage and slapped Chris Rock. I think that it's important for us to talk about that, right? Because we're already talking. I know a few years back Jada was talking about boycotting the Oscars because they wasn't nominating us, and it's like, okay, you get nominated and you're even winning, and this is how you choose to represent us. You got to make it make sense, right? First it was boycott us, now, because we're not invited. So now we're going to invite you, but we're going to make an ass of ourselves. So the Smiths, honestly, at this point, I want them to take a seat back. I don't want them talking for us. I don't want them trying to represent black love. And I want you guys to work on your marriage sort of in private. I feel like we're watching everything play out in real time, and that's not how it should be. I want them to act like a married couple. Get offline and go handle what y'all have to handle. I think, y'all, that was Will Smith's midlife crisis is what we witnessed. I think that on stage, on the Oscars, that this is currently Will Smith's midlife crisis. And let's talk about it, right? Because like I often share on this channel, black men and mental health. So I definitely think there are some things going on there that, possibly his mental health could be affected by this. I don't know what that looks like, but I don't think you could be in your right mind to do something like this, because this is out of character for Will Smith. We have known Will Smith since the 90s, right? Will Smith, I believe, has been famous longer than I've been alive. And we've never known Will Smith to do anything like this. So this is definitely out of character for him. This is abnormal behavior. I think we need to check on him. I think we need to talk about this. I think we need to identify it and recognize it as a midlife crisis and get him some help, because he's fighting for his marriage and he's redirecting his anger into other men. And unfortunately, into other people, but unfortunately that night it just happened to be a black man. And I think it's no secret, you guys know on this channel I'm all for the advancement of black people. I just feel like we did not advance that night. Like, I don't think we advanced. But this is what I will say. Now, I took so long to comment on this because I was still Chris Rock came out yesterday and he said he's still processing it. I was still processing it, right? Because the very first time my reaction was like, oh my gosh, like I was shocked. I was literally shocked, but I thought it was funny, right? Like, I was like, yeah, okay, you know, stand up for your wife. Like, I feel that. But after thinking about it, after processing it more, after like really sitting there like, okay, well, what does this look like? Like, what does this look like for other black men? Like, what does this look like for us? I don't think it looks good, you guys. I don't think it looks good. What I will say is kudos and shout out to Chris Rock. I feel like this was one of those, felt like he saved the race that day. Can you guys imagine what it would have looked like if Chris Rock was to hit Will Smith back up on that Oscar stage in front of all of those white people? Did you guys see that photo of Nicole Kidman? That white woman looked absolutely appalled. That white woman thought she was at the Oscars and she saw two black Negroes on stage fighting. She was shook. She was shocked. That white woman didn't know what to do. I'm honestly very happy that Chris Rock did not hit him back. I felt like he saved the race, because had Chris Rock hit and fought Will Smith back on that stage, you guys, it would not have looked good for us. It does not look good for us now, but it would have looked even more worse. Being honest, I think if I was in that same predicament and I was Chris Rock and I was the one who said that tasteless joke and got slapped, I think I would have had the same reaction. I just would have been shocked. At the end of the day, I'm still there to do a job, so you do have to be professional. I work in the professional field, and there's things that happen to me all the time that I have to just chuck it away because I'm on the job, and you know, you always have to save face. I honestly think I would have had the same reaction. Like, I would not have fought back, especially if it was something on the job and, you know, I'm publicly in front of all of these white people, you know, because, you know, you just never know. Shout out to Chris Rock. You know, I feel like there's a lot of learning lessons to be had in this. I definitely hope Will Smith is able to get the help that he needs, and I hope that he's able to talk about this. I hope this is a lesson for Will and Jada to both take a step back and look at their marriage and see if this is something that's really appropriate and something they should continue to do. Because if this is how you guys are reacting to people talking about your marriage, you guys are reacting to the just to things, like, I don't think that's the most healthy. Again, I'm not married. I'm not telling them what to do. I'm only just saying, from the outside looking in, I feel like this is a midlife crisis, and I don't feel like this is the best representation of their marriage. That's just my opinion. But for Chris Rock, I really hope that he holds his head up high. You know, you guys got to realize not all of us are fighters, right? It could have been one of those things that Chris Rock is just like, I don't even want to fight. Like, yeah, it was a joke, man, but you know what? I'm not trying to fight you over it. And I understand that too. Like, I'm a firm believer, and I feel like we can sit down and we can talk and we can discuss everything. I'm not a fighter. I do believe in defending myself, though, you know, so like I said, I do think I would have had the same reaction as Chris Rock, but I don't know. You know, who's to say that I would not have reacted in the moment and defended myself and fought back? But I do pray and hope that, especially if it's public, I never have that reaction, you know, because that's just not the way to go, and that's not how the world needs to see two black men. That's my opinion on the whole Oscar slap and the slap heard around the world. I'm also a firm believer in, I feel like we need to help people, and I feel like we need to give people time to grow, right? This is a huge teachable moment, and I really hope that it's not missed out on by Chris Rock or Will Smith. What I believe is, now that Will Smith has showed the world that, you know, a black man can get up on national TV and slap a black man, he also needs to show the world that a black man can get on national TV and apologize for his mistake and move on. So what I want to see, what I would personally like to see, is Will Smith, Chris Rock, and Jada Pinkett Smith, just the three of them, grand, goodbye. Willow, you sit this one out. I just want the three of them at the red table talk all discussing it. I want Jada to inform us more on her alopecia because I was not fully aware of that, and I still am not aware of fully what that means. I want her to explain why she did not find that joke funny. I want Chris Rock to publicly apologize to them for saying that joke because it was very tasteless and tacky. He needs to apologize to that black woman. And Will Smith, I want him to apologize to Chris Rock. Like, you need to publicly apologize to that man for slapping him, for miss and redirecting your anger towards him. And you need to let him know, like, you failed and you had a short moment, you had a shortcoming. But I think that it is so important for them to show the world that black people can sit down and we can come and we can just discuss our disagreements. I don't want them to fight fire with fire. We don't need that. That's how, we just don't need that in this world. Really sit down, take the time, hear each other out, and just grow from this. You guys have to realize we are now all watching you. Okay, we're watching how you guys are going to respond to the situation. We're watching how you guys are going to do moving forward. I know they'll never see this video, but I'm just sending positivity out into the world, and I hope that I hope a speck reaches them to where they use this as a teachable moment, and they show us and they show the world that two black men, they can move on, they can sit down, they can talk, and they can hash out their differences. So that's my hope. That's my hope for the whole situation. To this day, I mean, it's now Thursday. What's today's date? It's Thursday, it's March 31st, so almost a week after the incident happened. And I'm still shocked, and every social media I go on, that's all I hear about is the slap. Use it as a teachable moment. We're all human, we all make mistakes. So, I feel like Will Smith's track record speaks for itself, and I think I think for the most part, he's a genuine human being. I think that he had a shortcoming, and we're human, and we have to give people time to grow. I don't think he handled it in the best way at all. I don't think assaulting someone, physically hitting someone is ever okay. But again, I don't know. I wasn't in his situation, and like I shared, I'm not married, so I don't know how I'll react to my wife being made fun of in front of me. I would just pray and hope that I don't have his reaction. What's done has been done, so we can't take that back, but all we can do is move forward. And like I shared, I just want them to both move forward in a positive light, you guys, because I do feel like this could be hashed out between two grown black men, and I would love for that to take place publicly because the incident happened publicly. So I think, show the world that two black men can move on. I'm still shocked, y'all. I am still shocked. Like, I just don't even know what to say, honestly. Shout out to Chris Rock. I hope he's holding his head up high. Like I shared, not every black man's a fighter, and that's okay. Also, and most importantly, if nothing else, I walked away from this with more respect for Chris Rock, because as a black man who works in the professional field, I can only hope to have his patience that he had if that was to happen to me on the job. You guys have to remember, Chris Rock was getting paid for this. This was a job for him. Like, he could not have responded the way I felt like maybe a lot of people wanted him to, which was fight back. You can't do that when you work in the professional field, nor should you, because even though it wasn't his fault and it would have been self-defense, they still would have looked at him in a different light. So, man, shout out to Chris Rock. Like I said, we're not all fighters. He should be holding his head up very high. I do feel like he saved the black race that night, because I feel like this would have been a completely different story had he had fought back. So, hold your head up high, black man. From my understanding, I know them tickets are selling like hotcakes. For those of you who don't know, Chris Rock is about to go on tour, and his tickets, they have skyrocketed in price ever since this incident happened. So look at it that way, turn something that happened, turn an unfortunate event into a good one, to a positive one. So for Will Smith, there's some work to be done. There's some apologies to be said. I still love Will Smith. I still love the work that he's done. I will still be a supporter of him. I'm just hoping that he uses this chance as a teachable moment, and I'm hoping that he does publicly apologize to Chris Rock, and I hope that they could publicly move on and show us that. That's just my opinion, you guys, and that's just how I feel. But go ahead and let me know how you guys felt about this video. This video was something I wasn't going to make at first, but I was like, gosh, like, I've been thinking about it since Sunday, so I might as well just hop on here and talk about it. Let me know what you guys thought of the slap that people are coining, that it was heard around the world. Do you feel Chris Rock should have fought back? How do you feel about Will Smith even getting up on stage about it? And how do you feel about the joke? What do you guys think? Was it a tasteless joke or was it something that was innocent? If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave me a thumbs up or thumbs down, as that's okay too, because there's always room for improvement over here. And as always, if you're not already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as I am up and coming. And you guys know that anything helps, you know? Support a black business today. That is it for me today, you guys. I will see you guys all in the next video. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. You guys be safe out there. You guys take care. I'm out of here.